Hey guys, Organized Elena, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hey, my name is Elena and I do life and money organization videos. I am also an entrepreneur and a financial coach. So if those type of videos interest you, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button, as I would love for you to be a part of our little family. Today's video is going to be a budget review video. I usually show y'all how I set up my budget at the beginning of the week. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it above. But this time I wanted to show you how I kind of recap at the end of the week. Because my husband and I have variable income, we don't really know exactly how much money we're gonna get until like it kind of happens. So I set up our priorities and then I pay things as money kind of comes in. And then at the end of the week, I do a review just to kind of see where we are. So I'm gonna flip to this week, but I usually do it in sections. I look at my savings first, and then I look at all of the bills that I have paid, and then I look at all of the expenses. I add everything up and I kind of see where I need to adjust, or if I need any bills that or if there are any bills that I need to pay in the next week, I kind of go from there. So the first thing we're looking at is my savings sheet. This is right before the month. I just added graph paper from Happy Planner. This is from my Happy Notes notebook, but I just pulled it in to the planner and so I can have everything in one place. This is my savings sheet. As you know, I have a goal of saving $5,000, which is 1 month of expenses for us. But we ended up having we ended up getting like an extra influx of income this week, so I actually made it to 4,000 this week because of the extra money that we got. So I'm really excited about that. So now I get to color in the rest of this box and all of this box, and all I have is 1,000 to go before my emergency fund is temporarily good until I pay off all the rest of our debt. Then I'm gonna come back to it and do three to 6 months. So I'm going to color in my emergency fund now. So I have all of the boxes colored in. I used the mild liner highlighters in order to do so. I was using the colored pencils before, but I actually like the vibrancy of the highlighters more. So it's nice to see all of the boxes colored in, and I have 1,000 to go. After I finish this 1,000, I will fully commit myself to focusing on paying down our debt, and then I will come back to this and do 3 to 6 months of expenses in my savings. So the next thing we're gonna flip to, and none of these are set up because I just started using this planner, but we're going to my week. And I'm going to currently look at my bills and see what I paid and what I still need to pay. And then I'll write down like the savings I did each day. So I showed y'all this before, but this is my mini planner, which is my Kate Spade planner. And I currently write in all of the expenses that I have per day in here. So any bills that I pay, I'll jot them down back here. Anything that I spend my money on, I'll jot it in here, and then I'll transfer it onto here at the end of the week, which is what I'm about to do now. So I'm gonna start with the bills, and I'm going to kind of jot down anything that I've saved and anything that I've paid in this current week right now. Okay, now I have transferred all of the expenses from my Kate Spade mini planner and just moved everything over to here. Let me tell you some of the things that I've noticed about my budget that I know I need to work on. The first thing is that my cash envelopes, they are not really working for us right now because my husband, sometimes he does some of the categories, like he'll do our grocery shopping and he may not have the cash on him. So I am looking for different ways to kind of switch it up. I think that I'm going to put the money aside in our spending, in another spending account, and then just move money as needed for that particular thing so that we don't have to like meet up to switch over cash. I'm still trying to figure that out, and I'm also figuring out my sinking funds. I think I'm gonna do a video on sinking funds on Thursday, so be on the lookout for that, because we are switching the way that we are doing the system. But I did add all of my bills and everything here. I know already just by looking at it before I can add everything up that my food category is going to be awful this week because we definitely spent way more than we should have on food. We were out a lot this week, and it's just a tough category for us. And the other thing is like I have like all of my bills on auto pay, and like Bank of America, I ended up paying that card off, but I didn't turn off the bill pay, so now it's like negative $70. So I'm gonna have to take that money back and make sure that I am really paying attention to that kind of stuff. So now I'm going to add up what I have saved, and I'm gonna add up what I have spent and add it to all of my boxes here. And this kind of just helps me out, just get an overview of what we have spent over the week as far as bills are concerned and as far as other expenses. I will add the like different categories. So instead of having just each one, I might have like a food category, a savings category, subscriptions category, business category, that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna put it here and add all of the amounts. So I have my calculator and I'm gonna show y'all and come back and show y'all, you know, kind of go over what I have done. Okay, this is the finished spread. Let me kind of walk you through what I have kind of put in here. My top category is my savings category. So this is all of the savings that I had at the beginning of the week, which I had only included at the beginning of the week, just Acorns and my regular savings account. But I decided at the end of the week, since I do have some other things pulling out like capital and stash, that I am going to include all of them. at the end of the week. So for next week, I will definitely include all of the categories. But I started off with $3,200 in total savings. I ended in $5,654, but that's, I told y'all before, we kind of had an influx in additional income that we were not really expecting. So because we are we have variable income, I do like to stash more of our income just in case we need it on slower months. So I have $5,654 here, and I did save a majority of what we kind of got in. So then I have my bills here. If I have drawn through it with like diagonal lines, that means that I paid it. If I kind of crossed it over, that means it either wasn't deducted or I haven't paid it yet. Like I told you before, my credit card is like, I'm just paying extra on it. So I didn't do that this week. And I also have to pay the pool guy, which will be next week. And then I have, I did do the car note. I covered the hair expenses, and I already told you about Bank of America, how that wasn't supposed to come out, but I needed to change the withdrawals on that card. So you can see all of the additional expenses that I had here. This is all of the expenses broken down into each individual item, but right here I kind of categorized everything. So if it was business, I spent like $195 on business expenses throughout the week. That's me and my husband. Subscriptions, we spent $154, which we really need to review our subscriptions, because I did see a few that need to be changed or need to be canceled, because we're not using them, you know. And whenever you're not using something, you should just cancel it. It doesn't make any sense. Gas, we spent $87, which normally I spend around $80. It was a little bit higher this month. This week. So we'll definitely be looking at that. Hair was $53, which was expected, and donations is what we give to our church, and we did $334. The main thing that we kind of failed at this week was our food category, because our food category is at $372, which is absolutely horrible. But like I said, we had gotten extra money and we were out a lot this week, so you know, things happen. It's okay, we'll do better next week. And that is basically it. And then I will like just kind of see how I can reduce our expenses for next week. Like I said, I'm definitely going to look at this food category and look at the subscriptions and some of the business expenses that we had this week we probably won't have next week. And also the other thing that happened was we had to purchase tires this week, which I don't have it here, but it was something that I ended up having to put in our bills because it kind of creeped up on us, and my husband had to replace all 4 of his tires, and that was like an extra $300. So I am gonna kind of change the way we do our sinking funds and add them as more of cash envelopes, so that I can start saving toward them as they, you know, every time we get paid. So that is it for this budget review. It was not an awesome week, but it wasn't horrible either, because we did get an influx of income, but we spent an influx too, so meh, what you gonna do? I am glad that y'all joined me for this video. Until next time, I hope you will subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all then. Bye guys.